Hi guys, my name is Joel Elstar from The Nomadic Closer, and on today's video we're going to be talking about something that's quite controversial in the high ticket closing world, especially with some of the sales coaches out there. Now, some of the sales coaches, they say to you, you don't need to learn tonality, be your true authentic self. And there's other sales coaches like myself that is totally against that, and tonality is everything. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be jumping into my screen and we're going to go over 5 different types that are going to completely transform the way that you speak, transform the way that people perceive you, whether it's professionally or personally. So let's jump into the screen and let's break it down. So in another video, we're going to be talking about first image is everything and also visual versus vocal. But on this video, we're only going to be speaking about vocal. Now, there are 5 different vocal phases. And it's very important to understand what these phases are, because again, if you aren't someone that understands the importance of different types of vocals, different types of tonalities, speed, how to use it, this is going to play a massive part in your career, not just your career, but also in your personal life as well. So let's jump into it. The first thing is speed of speech. Now, sometimes we speak to people that speak really fast, and when they speak really fast, it's very hard to understand them. When it's hard to understand them, it's really hard to have a conversation. Then if you're having this kind of conversation with a prospect, how on earth are they going to understand what you say? So let's do a little exercise. As we're going through this, and as we're going through the steps, I want you to write down from 1 to 10 what you think your speed of speech is. Done? Cool. Next, we're going to go into volume. If I am speaking really quiet and I'm on a call and I'm really trying to have a conversation with you and you're really trying to dive deep and really speak to a prospect and you're still having this same kind of voice throughout the whole thing, you're probably going to fall asleep. But then if I speak really loud and I'm always so excited and it's super loud and all of a sudden it's going to really annoy your prospect, right? So what I want you to do here as well is understand that you need different volumes. You need to know when to go higher or lower. So again, write down from 1 to 10 where you think your volume of your voice lays at the moment. And I'm not talking about, on a good day, on a bad day, just your average tone of voice. Now, the third is pitch and melody. Now, the reason why I've got this is because some people are introverts, some people are extroverts, but it's super important to know how to highlight certain key words. And you can say phrases in many different ways, and you can highlight words from a phrase in many different ways, and it can sound very different. So for example, if I go ahead and I ask you, as an example, so why is that so important to you now? Versus, so why is that so important to you now? Right? So I'm kind of going over and I'm exaggerating a little bit just so you understand the different types of melody. But also as well, you don't want to sound monotone. If you just have a whole conversation with someone where, you're not going too high in volume or too low in volume, but you're just talking with the same pitch and it's not going up, it's not going down, it becomes very monotonous and it gets very boring. So a client of yours or the prospect will probably switch off and probably won't listen to what you're actually asking. So it's very important to learn when to use your pitch and melodies in your conversations. It's the same as if you go networking. Let's say you go into a network meeting and you're super monotone and you're trying to tell a story and you're being very boring. You're not really going to be very interested. So again, it's very important to know how to play with your pitch and melodies. So again, write down from 1 to 10 what you rate your pitch and melody to be. Now, we're going to go through tonality. So this is something really interesting, okay? Because what I want to do, I want to break this down because we're going to actually look at the emotions behind your voice. So again, while we're going through this, while I'm going to go through the next slides, I want you to, in your own voice, out loud, to act and do what I say, okay? Are you ready for this? Let's go. So the first thing I want you to do, I want you to read the next word with the meaning behind it. So, happy. So say happy a few times in a happy voice. Happy, happy, happy. right? It may sound a bit strange. You're probably looking at yourself now thinking, why am I talking to myself? But give it a go. Happy. The next one, sad. Now I'm a bit sad. Sad. So say it out loud. Disgust. Just pure disgust, right? Again, say it out loud. Try and hear your tonality behind these words. Angry. Yeah, maybe you sound different to me when you say it, but that's my angry sound. Surprised. You see how like our tonality changes depending on the emotion? And fearful. Okay, I said that with a bit of a smile, but fearful. You know, like, again, puts your emotions behind the words, because as you're going through different stages in your script, you have to know how to use different emotions in your voice, because by using certain emotions, you can help the prospect get into certain emotions as well. So go ahead and practice these. Happy, sad, disgust, angry, surprise, fear. Okay? Now rate yourself from 1 to 10 how you think you've done here. And the next one, and this is one of my favorites that completely changed the way that I actually speak today. I used to have a speech impediment. I was someone who used to hide behind his mummy, all scared, didn't really know how to pronounce things or communicate, and I had a stutter. But pauses really helped me. It helped me for a few different reasons. And I'm not just talking about a sales call now, I'm talking about in life in general. So let's go ahead and see a few different types on how you can actually start using pauses. So the first one is helps prevent filler words. Now, what do I mean by filler words? Filler words can also mean funny noises. So let's say you're in a conversation and every time you ask a question, you end the question with, okay. Or if they reply to the question, you go, okay, and right, amazing. Like, why are you using filler words? If you think about it, if you're going to go on a date and you're sitting down and you're asking your partner or the person you're on a date with how their day went. Oh, how was your day? Oh, yeah, it went really well. Okay. And what did you do? Oh, I done this and that. Okay. And it just doesn't sound natural. You're not going to do it in real life, and you're not going to do it on a sales call. The other thing it helps with, it gives you time to think. Now, when I say it gives you time to think, you and your prospect. So let me go ahead and give you an example. So let's say someone says they've been working in the same job for the last 10 years. I can turn around and say, so you've been working in the same place for the last 10 years. Do you like the job you have at the moment? So see, I kind of added 3 pauses there, because every time I add a pause, they're really going deep and thinking about the word I've said before the actual pause, to go deeper and actually really think about if they like what they're doing. So again, I'm using pauses after a word I want them to think about. Oh, little space missing there, but it's okay. I'm going to leave it in there. It's a human error. So it also makes your clients more engaged. So the more you pause at the right time, it gets your client to lean in, or even if you're giving or telling a story, people are leaning in a bit more because they want to hear the punchline. So it gets them more engaged. They get to listen a lot more to what you say. Anyway, this is a very short video. Go ahead, rate yourself on all these different ones that we've gone through, and I'll see you on the next video, and we're going to be speaking about first image is everything.